As you're looking at this order of operations, I hope you have seen this before, maybe back in middle school, but we'll go through it real quick. Order of operations, you're going to do the parentheses first, then the exponents, then you'll multiply and divide, and then you'll add and subtract. Please know when I say multiply and divide, I don't mean multiply, then divide. You just multiply and divide either one of those operations working from left to right. Then you add and subtract both of those operations going from left to right. You might have used the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, to remember the order of operations, but just remember my dear goes together for multiply and divide at the same time, and Aunt Sally goes together for add and subtract at the same time. We're going to go ahead and look at a few of these problems. So on this one, first, I need to do what's in the parentheses. So I would do 4 plus 5 is 9. So I have 9 times 7 minus 2 times 3. There are no exponents, so I'm ready to multiply and divide. Starting on this side, I do 6 times 7 is 60, 9 times 7 is 63, and then 2 times 3 is 6. And then your final answer on that would be 63 minus 6 is 57. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pause the video and try some of these next ones on your own. And if you get stuck, you can see me as I help you through them. Okay, this next problem, nothing to do inside the parenthesis. That 2 is pretty simple. Then the exponent, though. So I do 2 to the third power first. You notice I do that before I multiply the 4 by the 2. So 2 to the third power is 8, because that's 2 times 2 is 4 times another 2 is 8. And then 4 times 8 is 32. On this next one, there are no parentheses, there are no exponents, or nothing to simplify inside parentheses, no exponents. So the next thing I'm going to worry about is dividing and multiplying. And 5 divided by 10 would be a 5. Now, the next thing I have is 5 minus, technically I could write that down, 5 minus negative 1 plus 2. Now, as I keep going, I have this double sign thing. Now, remember, technically, there's an understood 1 there. So anytime you have a double sign, it's basically a multiplication. So that's part of doing the multiply and divide step, is to get rid of those double signs. So negative times a negative is a positive. So I have 5 plus 1 plus 2. And then I'm ready to add and subtract. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And 6 plus 2 is 8. And that's how you do that one. We'll switch colors for this last one. Be sure it stands out. First thing is simplify what's in parentheses. There's nothing to do about that 3. But I can simplify the 3 plus 1 to a 4. And then there are no exponents. So the next step is to do multiply and divide. So nothing to do with the 4. The 3 times 3 is 9. And the 2 times 4 is 8. I'm basically first taking care of anything in my parentheses, then exponents, then I'm simplifying each term separately. And then for your last step, you're adding and subtracting to combine your terms together. Now, when you do this, notice if I did 4 plus 9, I need to go left to right. So 4 minus 9 is negative 5, plus 8 will give me an answer of 3. If you would have tried to do the addition first and put 9 plus 8 together, that would have given you a 17, and that would have been a different answer. But that's why I said you aren't doing all the addition, then all the subtraction. You do any addition and subtraction going from left to right. So that's why I did the 9 minus 4 first. I'm sorry, I mean 4 minus 9 first to get the 5. Actually, that should have been a negative 5. And then plus 8 should have been 3. If you've got any questions on this, feel free to reach out via Zoom, and I'll do one more video on evaluating.